The international headlines have been devastating for San Francisco, describing the city as everything from dangerous to deserted. Major retailers, as we've been reporting, are abandoning the city, citing more crime and fewer customers.
Our streaming series Saving San Francisco takes on those issues as well as other serious problems plaguing San Francisco. Tonight, senior investigative reporter Bigad Shaban tells us about new developments relating to our series. Bigad.
You might remember that the central figure of Saving San Francisco is a former English teacher who got caught up in drugs, homelessness, and accusations of a bizarre obsession with a woman in the woods. Well, now that man is about to be released from jail again. Along the northern coast of San Francisco, hidden in the beauty, is an ugly past. One that's left Anne Ray fearing for her life for years.
The system is so broken and no one actually understands how severely broken it is. That's absurd. But it was you guys who had to unearth all of that over time.
Anne was one of the central figures in our docuseries Saving San Francisco, which explored the dark side of the city and solutions for how to fix it. Anne's home is tucked away in what has long been a quiet and remote part of San Francisco. But even her Presidio neighborhood personifies many of the city's systemic problems, including crime, poverty, and mental illness. What do you think it will take for things to actually change?
I don't know, there has to be more pain, I suppose.
More pain?
Yeah. Enough people are a victim of a crime. More businesses pull out of San Francisco because they can't withstand the level of theft and vandalism. I mean, I don't know how bad it's going to have to get before someone finds the political will to make a change. I don't know.
Over the past 6 years, Anne says she's called law enforcement well over 50 times, all because of one man, James Durgin. He was a total stranger to Anne when he started leaving cryptic messages outside her home.
He wrote, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, wink, wink, wink."
Surveillance video also caught him repeatedly lurking outside Anne's door at all hours of the night, sometimes dressed all in black, or with no clothes at all.
Completely naked.
Naked?
Yeah.
Anne says he's even tried to break in. You could actually see him trying to get into your house?
Yeah, from the window, yes. I sleep with a taser and a single blade knife.
You sleep with that every night?
Every night.
James Durgin has spent much of the past 2 decades in and out of jail. Law enforcement sources tell us he's been arrested more than 60 times in San Francisco. We also learned he's had at least 17 restraining orders filed against him, 4 of them from churches, including one that accused him of using prayer candles to start a fire near the pews.
I just want to say how grateful I am because you did not have to dig this deep. You took a real careful and thoughtful interest, and I'm so grateful. There's people don't care, and you guys did.
As part of our series last year, we also obtained hundreds of pages of Durgin's criminal records, which showed repeated convictions for drug use and violence, including charges for attempted burglary and assault. After Durgin tried getting into this building, the 75-year-old owner used a hose to soak him. Durgin is accused of then beating the elderly man, as we first reported in Saving San Francisco.
I saw that when it aired initially. I've watched it again recently, and I do think it really helps people understand the task that people like myself holding these roles have ahead of us.
San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins.
We certainly can't have a revolving door where somebody continues to abuse the system by not completing treatment or who just struggles with it and is unable to, and we keep choosing the same mechanism to try to solve the problem.
But that's exactly what happened with James Durgin. The DA's office under Jenkins cut a plea deal with Durgin, which got him out of jail but required him to spend a year in rehab. But just 3 months in, Durgin abandoned rehab, just like he's done several times before. In fact, Durgin has been in and out of court under previous district attorneys too. Chesa Boudin, George Gascon, even Kamala Harris, back when the current vice president of the United States served as San Francisco's top prosecutor. Durgin, a former gym instructor and private school teacher, has suffered with homelessness and mental health issues for years. And he's certainly not the only one. There are roughly 19,000 homeless in San Francisco, according to the city's Department of Public Health. And roughly half struggle with substance abuse or a serious mental health disorder. That's 8,700 homeless people in need of treatment, which is more than 3 times the number of residential treatment beds available. The city only has just over 2,500 mental health and addiction treatment beds.
Do you believe your office is capable of transforming the streets of San Francisco if there aren't enough mental health beds available for everyone who needs them?
I certainly believe that that is a significant challenge for us. I don't believe we can make a complete turnaround without the resources that we need to do that.
For those who need help battling severe mental health disorders and drug addiction, getting into a treatment facility can take months. So many are forced to wait in the streets or behind bars, like James Durgin. Durgin and his public defender both declined to comment on this story, but we did speak with Durgin over a year ago inside San Francisco County Jail.
Hi, James.
Just before he was scheduled to be released and transferred into yet another drug rehab facility.
I don't understand what it is to be guilty of this stuff. I'm not a hurtful person. I'm not a harmful person. I'm not that guy, basically.
You have 1 minute remaining.
We have one more
We have
minute.
1 more minute. Okay. Do you think you'll wind up back in jail?
I don't think so.
But since then, Durgin walked out of rehab 4 different times, and he became a wanted man once again. While a fugitive, he was spotted naked, strolling the streets of San Francisco.
Because it's only going to get worse.
Anne Ray says she went back to sleeping next to her taser and knife.
What do you hope people take away from your story?
I'm hoping really that someone in a position of leadership will actually find some authentic political will and not just a snappy soundbite and really does something. But that's going to take a tremendous amount of leadership, and I don't see anybody who has that at all.
James Durgin was ultimately caught and arrested. He spent the past 4 months in jail awaiting trial, but we were in court for his countless hearings over those months, as his case was repeatedly postponed, partly because the court was busy trying to find Durgin a spot in rehab. Now, the DA's office says Durgin has served the maximum time allowed for violating his probation by abandoning rehab the last time. So a judge is expected to grant Durgin's release tomorrow. With the investigative unit, I'm Bigad Shaban.